So I was recently listening to an outdoor podcast, and one of the things the host of the podcast said was he was with someone who had to stop to get a geocache. They kind of chuckled and laughed on the podcast and said, really, is geocaching something that anyone does anymore? So I had to think about it. Yeah, it's still around. Yes, it's something that people still do. I know I'm still going to go geocaching. Was it something just 10 years ago? Well, most of us didn't even start until 10 years ago. So there's an event that's held in the Golden Corral in St. George, and it's the 15th year that they've held this event. It was the first event that we ever went to, so we thought we would talk to some of the geocachers that show up and see who they are, how long they've been caching, what got them start geocaching, what keeps them geocaching, and maybe what other family and friends think about their activity that they choose to do. So come along as we enjoy the Southern Utah Geocachers Meet and Greet Breakfast.
Do you want to introduce yourself?
I'm Coach Steve. I've been caching since about 2003.
I'm Lulu.
And how long have you been geocaching?
Since 2007.
Youngest here, we're B equals rats, there's 5 of us. One.
Yeah, I'm a GT500 Ken Ballard.
And his family?
My name is Steve Funk. I go by Funk Daddy. I am brand new to geocaching.
So introduce yourself. Who are you?
I am Jacob Barlow.
I'm GC Addicted. This is my wife, PJ Squared. I'd like to start off with write this down, travel bug, P3P5KC. Okay, you can all discover that. And here's another.
We actually started caching before caching was cool. We had a crazy high school geography teacher who would give crazy amounts of extra credit if you could follow these coordinates and go find his little treasures that he placed out there. So when we started in 2005 with actual geocaching, I thought it was going to be the same, and it's so much better.
And why did you start geocaching?
Because I weighed 250 pounds and I needed to lose weight.
So how did you find out that this was an option?
I was looking for something to do instead of just walking around, and I came across the geocaching.com. And the first cache was I walked around until the coordinates lined up.
And then you did it.
Yeah.
Good.
The way we got started, this Pam she was looking for ways to meet hot guys.
Because my friends gave it to me for a birthday present. They took me and I was hooked.
And you were hooked. And what keeps you geocaching?
I love where it takes me. All the different places that I never would have seen.
Yeah,
That's my favorite part.
that's true. And it's still well and alive, isn't it? Geocaching is
Oh
awesome.
yes, it is.
Yep.
Why? What got you into it?
I love maps.
Okay.
I had a GPS because I used it for hiking, and I was involved with ham radio stuff. I heard a couple of guys on there talking about looking for something in the hills. I thought somebody was lost or something and asked what they're looking for. They told me there's this new thing called geocaching. They were up in Eureka at the time at the Bluebell Mine. And so I looked up the website. There was 100 in Utah.
100 caches in Utah.
Yeah.
Do you know how many are in Utah right now?
Almost 30,000, I think.
My goal is to hit 10,000 this year.
And it takes you to all the interesting places that you didn't know were around that you've lived by all your life.
Because I was sitting around on the couch and not doing anything. I tried walking and it was too boring for me. And somebody suggested that I try geocaching, whereupon I went, what's that?
Yes.
Now I walk with a mission.
I started in 2001 when I was 16, so
I found my first find in 2003 and then took a couple years off and been going heavy since about 2005 or 6.
And when did you guys start geocaching?
we were just trying to remember that. I think it was 04 or 05 up in Salt Lake.
I am brand new to geocaching.
So you say brand new. How long have you been caching?
November.
Arizona Strip, and I drove all the way up onto Sig Miller Peak. I got up there and I'm like, yeah, how do you like me now? I found one. I turned around and came all the way back home, and then the next day, I did it again.
So what keeps you geocaching?
Just the adventure of finding something new. And really, it's more introducing people to geocaching instead of doing it myself. I've kind of slowed down. So.
Adventure. Always looking for a new dirt road.
Have fun. Yeah, because we like to get out on the outdoors. Get out in the outdoors. Okay, we're going to ask the kids in a minute. We'll come down and ask you guys what you think about it.
We will. Together, the family, getting to see new places.
I'll always love it because to me it's guided exploring. I love exploring, but I could never decide where to go. So I just go wherever there's a cache I haven't found. It has shown me thousands and thousands of places that I would have never known about.
I did find this really cool rock formation. It looks like a bear sitting down out on Jack Warner Valley Road.
So already is geocaching taking you to some pretty amazing places?
Yes, I see things that I normally wouldn't stop and look for.
They think it's annoying how much I like it, probably.
But do they ever go out and find anything?
My 5-year-old daughter likes to go find treasures. Of
course.
Well, what does the rest of your family and friends think about geocaching?
I think they thought I was a little bit odd for a while.
Are you going to start geocaching on your own?
My daughter thinks I'm a complete nerd.
Good.
She refuses to go with me. My grandson said maybe after this video game, it's actually addicting. I really don't. It's like geo-crack, not geocache.
I agree to a point on
And
that.
the older the cache is, the higher the high is. I love finding 10-year plus caches that are still in existence.
Oh, yeah.
It's like,
Mixed reviews.
Exactly, I agree. You got some good friends though, right?
Yes.
Geocaching. Yep. All right, Coach Steve.
Okay.
Well, thank you so much. Thank you. All right. Well, thank you so much and have a great geocaching day.
Thank you, you too.
Well, that wraps up our event, but I just kind of wanted to show that geocaching is something that's still around, but I also wanted to kind of bring the point of it doesn't matter what your hobby is, as long as you're getting out and doing something. And if it's out in the outdoors, that's even better. So get out and make your own adventures, regardless of what it is. And hey, tag us, show us what your adventures are. We'd love to come along. Thank you for coming along on this adventure.